people on the interwebs missed. Okay, here's one of the two songs that I played in Texas. And this is a song for 3 summers I got to work at camp, spelled QAMP, with the amazing Judith Avers, who I miss. This is a song I wrote in the second summer while doing a songwriting class. Is different there? You got it. Oh, I texted you the link because I lost the words. But you probably don't need them because you know the chorus. And a bunch of you might know the chorus. It's pretty easy, so if you want to sing it, you can.
Evil witches don't eat chicken. They're all vegan. They fly to Target to do some shopping on the weekend. And they take long walks with the stray cats from the alley. It's after midnight, but the witches aren't sleepy. Village monsters do their taxes without cheating. Crossword puzzles are relaxing in the evening. And they grow eggplant and tomatoes in their gardens. So village monsters don't need anybody's pardon. You don't know what you don't know until you've been there, until you go. Yeah, you don't know what you don't know until you've loved someone who's different. There's a stranger who reminds you of that one kid from the 4th grade who sat behind you softly crying for some reason. After recess on the walk home, you think about them in the darkness. You don't know what you don't know until you've been there, until you go. Yeah, you don't know what you don't know until you've loved someone who's different. You don't know what you don't know until you've been there, until you go. Yeah, you don't know what you don't know until you've loved someone who's different, till you love someone who's different.
Do you have a Happy Songs Are Hard chart over there? Yes. Okay. So I think I'm gonna do 2 more, and I'm gonna change my mind and not do the very new one, because it's pretty, but it's just like a total downer. And so, but I'm gonna do this song that I wrote with Mirabelle, that we wrote together. It seems apropos when it feels like the whole world is going to shit. So, by the way, there's now like a fairly impressive assortment of finger foods in the back of the kitchen, and you should eat some of that because, yeah, help yourselves. All right. So this is a song called Happy Songs Are Hard, because they are.
Happy songs are hard when you're stuck in a sad distraction, and it feels like your heart is lacking half the joy it had. Happy songs are difficult when the world is a dumpster fire, and the news only makes you tired more than just a tad. It's a brand new day for everything to break. We can find our way, go out and make the next mistake. Misery loves all my friends. We get together and pretend things are better than they have any right to be. I wrote a song for you with a verse and a catchy chorus, like a tree falling in the forest you may never hear. But is it really new? Try the chords in a different order, sing the words like you hope they matter, wonder if they do. It's a brand new day for everything to break. Optional sing-along. You can find your way, go out and make the next mistake. Misery loves all my friends. We get together and pretend things are better than they have any right to be.
I know it's hard to relate to a happy tune.
I know it's hard.
Trust me, I've been more than a little blue. Well, if I had one, I'd put a happy line here for you, and you'd sing along.
It's a brand new day for everything to break. We could find our way, go out and make the next mistake. Misery loves all my friends. We get together and pretend things are better than they have any right to be. Things are better than they have any right to be.
Mirabelle Skipworth. All right. So I'm going to close my set. Special thanks to Cody for just jumping right up and playing the whirly. So I think this is my favorite new song of 2023, which is called "Start Again." Is there? And I just made a new chart that's supposed to be "Start Again" in G, because I put it higher. And yeah, yeah. You won't have to transpose. Is the volume okay? Like in the room and stuff? All right. Cool. This is what a lovely crowd. This is like a kind of a full little house. And yet you all have a place to sit. So we didn't even we tried to clear we've had people like sitting in that bed back there, which is it's the guest bed. So maybe I should have probably thrown like a thing on top of the thing anyway. So I'm in this little songwriting group. Here come the people that might sit on the bed, but they might sit over here too.
2 chairs, 1 chair, 3.
Or there's like this middle of the couch region. Okay. Yes, you can awkwardly move furniture around or go get more chairs or sit on the floor.
It's all for you, right up here, right up front. Right there.
So I'm a little songwriting group, and you get a prompt every week, and I probably write a song every third week, maybe. But the prompt for this song was construction work. But this is a song called Start Again. So.
Strange construction work. Put yourself back together. A promise broke off in your hand. Hard as hell at first, never truly easy. Nothing turns out like the plan. Start again. No one's keeping score. Hit the dirt. Get up one time more. Some old friend shows up at your door. Let him in. Start again. I had that dream last night where I've missed my station. I'm past the point of no return. That's how it feels sometimes, like I've lost all bearings, like I try but never learn. Start again. No one's keeping score. Hit the ground. Get up one time more. A long lost friend turns up at your door. Let him in. Start again. Start again. The same old friend you've been looking for. Let him in. Start again.
Cody Piper on the whirly. He may be playing a little bit later, or we'll see. Mirabelle Skipworth on the harmonies and the co-write. And so yeah, we're gonna get Olivia up next. Olivia's Pittsburgh crowd is here.
Lloyd, hi, rise up.
Olivia, do you want to leave Cody there and nod at him if you want him to play, or do you want to call him up for something?
If the spirit moves me, I'll call you up. I'm not even sure what I'm going to play. I'm sorry. This ended up being a little more ad hoc than I anticipated.
No worries.
this is coming through this little guy. Yeah, now I'm gonna.
Yeah, that's not gonna mute it though.
That's not muting it?
No, you'd have to plug in. If you want to use that cable, I can just switch it.
Is that muting it? Oh, okay.
Oh, here.
Yeah, it's met down.
Okay. Use this.
Oh, switch them out, yeah.
And then
Cool. And then I guess I don't even need this tuner.
well, yeah, see, yeah, that's just.
See, now I can tune from down there. I gotta get me one of these, you know? Headstock tuners are a poor man's game. Yeah, I gotta stop buying these blanket skirts in Paris. Well, hey there, Yinzers. How's it going? I'm not from Pittsburgh, but my grandparents grew up about 30 minutes south of Wheeling. And my great-grandfather was on the farm team for the Pittsburgh Pirates in the 1920s, and he got kicked off the team for being too drunk. So anyway. Well, the problem with liquor's I'll drink it. Okay, Flamy Grant's up next. Thank you so much.
Make sure you stop that.
Oh yeah, well, that was just the fake out anyway. Well, the problem with liquor's I'll drink it if you keep but a drop in the house. And the problem with gossip's I think that it's true even when it's just going around. And the thing about sorrow, oh, the part I could never get down, said it'll crop up on its own like it took the express train to town. Comes along when it wants to, like a bad boyfriend from college. Hits you up with that could have been, should have been, all that terrible knowledge. It'll find you in the bathroom when you're trying to get ready. It'll meet you as you're getting off work and the sun is just barely setting. It'll catch you off guard on the train home. You try to forget it, and as that sorrow creeps into your bones, oh, you know you are bound to regret it. Comes along when it wants to, like a bad boyfriend from college. Hits you up with that could have been, should have been, all that terrible knowledge. Well, the thing about music is it makes us feel like we all got a story to tell. But then sad songs will just conjure up sorrow like some kind of obvious spell. Done my best to avoid it, you know. I do yoga and sometimes I pray. Oh, but every so often I turn on a record and I let sorrow drag me away. Comes along as expected, like you finding me drunk at the bar. When I get on with that could have been, should have been, no, we ain't getting far. Comes along when it wants to, like a bad boyfriend from college. Hits you up with that could have been, should have been, all that terrible knowledge. I was trying to compete with Flamy on the height and I can't do it, so I'm just taking those off. I've never lived in Pittsburgh, but I went to college in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Go Blue. And I grew up in eastern West Virginia, so I drove through Pittsburgh like 4 times a year coming home. And there was something about it that always felt like I was back, like even though I'm still 3 hours from home from here. Like every time I got to Pittsburgh, I was like, phew, okay. And I usually, the way I did it was I would take a mega bus from Detroit to Pittsburgh and then sit somewhere in Pittsburgh at some god-awful hour in the morning and wait for another one that would take me to Hagerstown, Maryland, which is like 40 minutes. So I've spent a lot of time in this town, but this is only my second gig here. So thanks for being here. That song was called Sorrow. It's off my very first record, Loose Cannon. And this is a new one. It's called Billy Pilgrim. If anyone knows who that is. You my peeps. He said he felt like Billy Pilgrim, but I think he misunderstood when he told me his life already happened. He's gonna write it in a book. I couldn't get a word in edgewise. It's like he don't care what I think. It's a song about getting angry. I have a curious relationship with anger in my life. I'm real scared of my temper because I'm from a family of like, we're the nicest people you'll ever meet. And then like the one time you catch us on the off, it's real bad. And my sisters and my mom and I are all the same way. My niece is here, she can back it up. But I actually recently have been really growing to appreciate my anger in the right contexts, and hence not closing bars down anymore because I'm cool with being mad about things. Because anger is a form of protection, you know? We get angry when a boundary's crossed, often. Anyway, and I'm really curious about, my next record is dealing a lot in themes of women's work. I'm a liberated, educated, independent woman, and still hold these vestiges of needing to be everything and everyone, that traditional Appalachian woman who cooks and raises 15 kids and is the center, the moral center, and often the financial center of the home. That's our generation, that's our family's lineage many generations back. My namesake, Olive, was a single mother of 2 kids. I believe we have so many family myths. That one is that he went to go be a homosexual in Cleveland, which I hope is true. Sounds great. But my grandmother raised 2 kids by herself in Cameron, West Virginia. And my great-grandmother, and my grandmother and mother did not, but were definitely forces to be reckoned with. The center of the home, the beating heart, and also the breadwinner, and the person you went to for advice. And she didn't make this, but my mom, I brought this home and she was like, I could have made you that. And she's right. So this is not about me, but this is just about women like that. And maybe imagining a world for them in which they might take a little time for themselves.
We gave it all without much of a fight. I wish that we could say we tried our best, but now I'm packing up what's left of my whole life. Why don't you find somebody else to haul the rest? A little house on cinder block foundation, someone brought in on a flatbed years ago, and all that trouble started right after we moved in. It'd been brewing for a while, we both know. Behind every good man, there's a woman who's tired, keeping the lights on and putting out your fires. And if that is all you wanted, now if anyone would do, I hope you find someone as desperate as you. I wasn't taught to covet fancy things. If it ain't borrowed, then you know it's secondhand. And so I'll gladly live you back my wedding rings. Now won't you give me back the time I wish I had? And my mama looks at me like I gone crazy. My darling, this is just part of the deal. First you'll work and clean the house, then raise some babies. And don't you leave that man looking for his next meal. Behind every good man, there's a woman who's tired, keeping the lights on and putting out your fires. And if that is all you wanted now, well, if anyone would do, but I wanna find going and putting out your fires. And if that is all you wanted now, all of anyone would do. Thank you. So I met Brad and Flamy at Kerrville Folk Festival, which Brad already brought up, which is like kind of like summer camp for folk musicians. I was named a finalist, and I was like, I can't imagine taking 10 days to go camp in the Texas Hill Country, and I did it. And I pooped in a octagon, just a latrine, just pooping with your neighbors. That's how you become close. But it was really great. I was going through this kind of chaotic time in my life for the last 32 years. It's been a little chaotic. I've been a little burnt out for the last 45 years. And it was like a total reset in a lot of ways. We did this competition, which was incredibly stressful, and even winning was really stressful. I cried, and then I felt like a jerk for crying. Anyone who doesn't know how to celebrate your wins, see me after. I'm working on it. But it was really great because I feel like despite it being this like kind of like renowned competition, we just spent a lot of time like sitting around in circles, like sharing songs together. So I'm a huge fan of both Brad and Flamy. You will see me like with the lighter up for Esther, Ruth, and Rahab. I will be like, yeah, full tears when I first heard that song, like embarrassing, ugly tears. And all that to say that I just feel really lucky to have found this community at this time in my life. And this is a love song that I'm just reappropriating for you guys now. Nah, he can still have it, but. It ain't love that I'm afraid of, it's the desire. It'll run right through your conscience like a raging prairie fire. When I saw you at the bar with your eyes boring into me, I knew I was a goner, I knew where I had to be. Never wanted anyone like I want you. Just because I never tell you doesn't mean that it ain't true. Never wanted anything like I want this. Honey, what do we do with this beautiful mess? I'm not worried about sex, baby, it's sleeping next to you. 'Cause I cannot control the way my sleeping body moves. And ever since I was a young girl, man, I had all these bad dreams. I shiver and I shake, but don't you worry about me. Never wanted anyone like I want you. Just because I never tell you doesn't mean that it ain't true. Never wanted anything like I want this. Honey, what do we do with this beautiful mess? And I'm not afraid of dying, though it's growing old. Forgetting who I am and regretting the path I chose. So if it's all the same to you, how about we take it day by day? We can always draw a map if we begin to lose our way. Never wanted anyone like I want you. And just because I never tell you doesn't mean that it ain't true. Never wanted anything like I want this. Honey, what do we do Thank you. I've been like, keep meaning to do it and keep forgetting every time. Cool. I think, okay. How long have I been up here?
Not long enough.
So a lot of the songs you're hearing tonight are from a new record that I just finished, which is, working title is not revealed yet, so I'm not doing that. But the first record I did, Loose Cannon, I have copies of vinyl that I won at the New Song music competition, and I have CDs and koozies and fun possum shirts in that little merch thing. And my friend, actually Jason Borisoff, is here tonight, who engineered the record, and he's a new Yinzer and a phenomenal musician and engineer, and you do mixing and mastering now too? He does it all, folks. But my favorite thing is that he's like a beautiful guitarist and singer, so go to his gigs or hire him for gigs. Do you want that? give the man a gig. We met playing. I should have told you to bring some stuff. We met playing bluegrass and bluegrass adjacent music, as I call it. And then I had a couple beers with our friend Mike, and Mike was like, I feel like you write songs. And I was like, what gives you that impression? And he was like, just your whole vibe. You got that songwriter vibe. This is like a very bad Mike Robinson impression. That would really, he would laugh at. And he was right, I had all these songs, and we made this record with all my new friends. And then I was like, my life is opening up before me. 2020 is going to be the year of me, the year of yes. And then the record came out in February of 2021. Cool. This is this song's the opposite of that song I just played. This is called River Run. This was one of my winner songs from New Song. I know. Wait, how does this one go? Okay. Well, that evening turned so quickly in the morning. I ain't never seen this side of 6 a.m. Could you hold me for a second and imagine that there ain't no consequence for where I've been? 'Cause I ain't ready to go home and face the music. I'm not ready to feel bad for what I've done. But the sun is in the clouds, and I know right about now that there's hardly any place for me to run. Stay asleep a while, my darling, 'cause I need a couple minutes to myself, trying to sort out all these thoughts and what I'm feeling into something that might be worthwhile to tell. 'Cause I can't break your heart this early in the morning, and I don't know if we should throw in the towel. So when you ask me where I've been, fake a tired and casual grin, and all these lies will flow like water from my mouth. As a girl, I used to wake up from that same dream, where I'm floating in a river beneath a tree. When all of a second, without warning, that water rose up before I had a chance to breathe. And I'm reminded of that sick and sorry feeling when I realize you know just what I've done. once had somebody on the old gram where like sometimes you'll just open it up and someone will just send you the most heartbreaking message and like both make and wreck your day, you know? You're like, well, I have to go get groceries now. Thank you so much. Tell me that my music made them feel, they were talking to me a little bit about they struggle with OCD and that their music made it feel like, they're like, when I listen to it, I feel like it's okay to make a mistake. And it's so funny because you wouldn't know it from my track record, but I'm like actually quite a perfectionist. Really, really sloppy perfectionist. But it was a great realization moment that maybe that's what I've been driving at this whole time is like something for myself too, you know, because we can all like wax really philosophical about like why we do the work, you know, why we write songs. And like a lot of it is self-soothing, a lot of it. And it just so happens that, like, as it turns out, we are all, like, kind of these same electrified meat sacks with very similar, like, kind of, like, you know, I know, you know, shit. I'm also in a lot of therapy, and I will say stuff, and I'll be like, it's just, and she's like, it's not just you that feels that way. That's everyone. She's like, everyone thinks they're a bad person secretly. She's like, that's the whole thing about being alive. And I was like, whoa. But a lot of us, what we're doing is self-soothing, and it was nice to hear someone else say something that I hadn't even totally made aware of myself. Which is that these songs are just for me to feel better about all my bad choices. But your imperfections are welcome, very welcome here. I'm going to do 2 more. Is that okay?
Oh, yeah.
Cool. I'm going to do a song. One of my favorite things about playing music is unfortunately musicians. I love musicians so much. They're the weirdest group of people. My dad was a musician. This was his guitar. This was Poppy's guitar in the 70s. He died in actually November 9 years ago. So I usually am very bummed out this time of year. But musicians are like, they're funny, right? Like we're just like, it's a funny group. And you end up spending a lot of time with each other because you gig together. Like I got here at 5:30, you know, and we're old pals at this point, so we were like, I was like vacuuming, and Flamy was like putting their eyelashes on. It was we were like just debating whether we needed boobs this tonight. You know, they look great. I have enough for the both of us. And so, it's okay, Brad, it's okay. And so, yeah, Brad didn't put his boobs on tonight. And so this song I wrote after I was at a really weird gig in Cypress Hill, Queens, which is like, how did I even end up there? And I was with somebody who became for a while a good friend, but we didn't know each other very well at the time, and we kind of like had moved in the same circles. And so it was this awkward thing where it's like, how you doing? And I was like, how's your wife? And he was like, I got divorced 3 years ago. And I was like, cool. And so there's like long silence. I was like, how's your kid? And I called the kid by the wrong name. And he was like, her name's Lola. And I was like, oh my God, I'm really striking out. And so he was like, listen, do you want to hear about the first time I went to a strip club? And I was like, yeah. And it's, this song is loosely based off of that. That's musicians for you, know. Let's tell a dirty joke, you know. So far from Sao Paulo, for that matter, he was too. Just a couple generations, couple thousand miles removed. Now she's dancing with her top off to his mama's favorite song. And in a haze of booze and loneliness, he starts singing along. Well, she had just been hired, and she didn't mind the work. She made $1,000 last weekend just to smile and shake and twerk. And she thought it kind of funny when that man began to sing. Thanked him all the same as he stuffed cash in her G-string. She said it's Friday night, just like Benny says, and I'm miles and miles from my feather bed. I've been looking for any place to go, 'cause I've never been this far away from home. Have you ever been this far away from home? So it's 3 a.m. in Brooklyn, soon it's sunrise in Rio. Oh, and after her shift's over, she'll call into that time zone. And her mind's already been wandering to the things she's gonna say. again just as the club is clearing out. So he feels a little bashful in that new headspace he's found, while she's wiping down her pole and sweeping cash off of the ground. And she felt a little kindred to that stranger on the floor, you know. He never was unkind, just always wanted something more. And she thought maybe she'd meet him long after the club closed down. But then she thought it better than to be hanging around, because it's Friday night, just like Abba says, and she's about a mile from her own warm bed. She ain't looking for any place to go, though she's never been this far away from home. Have you ever been this far away from home? Thank you. I was thinking about just unplugging from this and just going, just raw dogging it with the ear trumpet, because it picks everything up anyhow. I think that's what maybe is going on, is that the guitar is being picked up by this and through this, I think. So it's getting a little overwhelmed. I can just, I'm real, I have this loud nasal thing. I have a whole conspiracy theories about microphones, so. I have one with me. What time is it? 7:54? I'm doing two more. Screw you. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I love you so much. I'm gonna do two more. A few people, I was like kind of like unofficially ushering people in, and a few people asked about the suggested donation, and since I am of the three of us, yes, of the three of us, I do the most tip bucket jars. I'm happy to do it.
We can just pass it right now.
Or we can do it now. I very, very briefly, for a horrible nightmare moment, lived in Nashville, and I spent a lot of time passing a tip jar around to the drunkest people I've ever met, while singing, I'm in my car into the side of the pretty swept up four-wheel drive, and I'm going 2 wheels let us see. I can do that too. This is my banger. This is meet Flamy and I for karaoke later. I think this is the banger off my new record. Actually, do you want angry or wistful? Raise your hand if you want an angry song.
All of the above.
Because I want to do Loose Cannon last, because the song.
to do Loose
I know. I can't remember how trouble got started, and I don't think there's anything that I could say. I saw you walking right across the park, and I did my best to stay out of your way. But you stay on my mind now. I'll be hurting for a long time. I'm gonna be hurting for a long time. I guess this city living's finally caught up to things you said about me. On darker days, I think that maybe you were right. But I'm only just a flawed and fragile person, clawing in the dark to find that sliver of light. And you're gonna stay on my mind now. I'll be hurting for a long time. I'm gonna be hurting for a long time. I'll be hurting for a long time. Thank you. The record's almost done. I just dropped $10,000 on the ground somewhere, and so if you see it, that's mine. Okay, I'm gonna do one more, and you'll hear the angry when the record comes out, and you'll be like, "That's what she meant." And she said angry. All right, this is the other song I won from Kerbal, my Kerbal songs. I wrote this song when I wasn't performing or doing anything. I did a little performing in college, and then I had kind of a rough run of it when in my 20s and early teens. My boyfriend died, my best friend died, and then my father died in a period of 5 years. It was a real Job situation. And so I wrote this song when I was 24 and thought I'd really run out of runway. I think stuff like this is really tricky and risky, and people always tell me I seem really natural on stage and I am a total show pony and love doing it. But it takes a lot out of you. It takes a lot of bravery, a lot of guts, and I just had no guts left. And I'm so glad that apparently life does not end at 32 and that I'm just right back on the runway. But this song, it's just crazy what a gift I didn't even know I was giving myself. This song is the song that I played for Mike, and he was like, "We're making a record and we're making it around this song." And it's it's the only reason I have a million streams on Apple Music, and it's this song basically. So yeah. I don't stay out late much anymore. Most nights I'm in by 9 or 10. And I don't rant and rave after a drink. You could say that I am saner than I've been. Used to cry at the drop of a hat. I used to feel every goddamn thing. Oh, I would crawl on my knees through broken glass, trying to feel a different kind of pain. But I don't dream quite as hard anymore. All the world don't feel as big as before. You're such a loose cannon, girl, you're such a loose cannon, flying high. I always wondered where you'd land. I traveled around for a couple years, but the road was never a good fit. Every town it felt new for a couple days, and then I'd fall into that same old shit. Now I live somewhere not so far away, and still it feels like a different kind of world. From open fields and late night driving, but I swear I am that same old girl. I just don't dream quite as hard anymore. Oh, the world don't feel as big as before. You're such a loose cannon, girl, you're such a loose cannon, flying high. was never one for flying. I suppose I was falling till that crash landed hard. Tried to pull myself together, but in the end I fell apart. And now I don't dream quite as hard anymore. All the world don't feel as big as before. You're such a loose cannon, girl, you're such a loose cannon, flying high. I always wondered where you land. You're such a loose cannon, you're such a loose cannon.
Thank you guys so much. It feels really good to be in Pittsburgh and so good to be among such great friends, and I hope you're as excited for Flamy Grant as I am. Take that.
So we'll take a little break. This is a good time if you want to try to grab snacks or a beverage option or some merch. And we'll have, maybe Flamy can do a quick sound check. And in just a few minutes, maybe like 7 to 10, we will get Flamy on. Flamy on! One more time for Olivia and Lloyd.
Thank you. This is my brand new single. It just came out a couple weeks ago. Made it to number 2 on the Christian iTunes charts. If you're confused, you don't know who I am, and you're confused about the Christian chart part, you're not the only one. Don't worry. It'll all be clear in the end.
You know who's
Clear,
not confused?
clear as mud.
Jesus.
Jesus is not confused. I'm a medium, I'm a fortune teller. I know every word you're gonna say. I'm a headstrong, lifelong city dweller. I could take you where you're going by the fastest way. We're gonna be okay. I travel time, I'm here from the future. I can show you how this all turns out. I can save you with the data in my computer. We can flourish in the flood and avoid the drought. Yeah, we're gonna make it out. You feel it in your bones, but your head is moving slow. I'm a scientist, I got a method and a measure for observable, reliable, repeatable fact. I'm a decorated educator in the field of pleasure. I've learned a lot of lessons I can reenact. Yeah, I've been keeping track. You sense that I am true. But your heart is split in two. I'm a prophetess, singing my story, a dressed up, effervescent, ethical fraud. But this world ain't ready for an allegory, no. We're still waiting on a literal God. I just smile and nod. You have intuition. And it's telling you the story isn't done. I know you had loose cannon posters. I'm gonna need to get one of those before the night's over, please. I need some Olivia hanging in my bedroom. I'm sure my husband will appreciate that a lot. Well, thank y'all so much for coming out tonight. This is really fabulous. Can you please give it up for Brad? And Olivia, Ellen, Lloyd. When we all met at Kerrville, I said this like on day 3, I think. I was like, I think I just fell in love 23 times. Because there are 24 of us. And there's just nothing like getting to know someone through their songs. You know, it's just such a, especially in a really intimate, dirty, dusty octagon, not octagon, what's it called? Octagon. When you're that intimate, it's just, it was a magical week. 10 days, 12 days, however long it was. Olivia and I left in the middle, actually. We went to Austin and got an Airbnb just for one night. We were like, we need a shower and to poop in a room with its own door.
City girls.
City Girls. But other than that, it was great. Yeah, I'm just so pleased to be here and to get to hang with y'all. And I don't know why we agreed that I should follow y'all, because I'm just like an emotional like mush right now from everything y'all just did. So thank you for taking us there. But I'm just gonna do this song because it's capoed in the same place. So this one, Cody's gonna play with me on some songs, y'all. And he doesn't know them, but he has the chords. And here we go. This is gonna be What Did You Drag Me Into? This is my autobiography of sorts. This is actually one of my Curvil songs, and but I'm a drag queen, so you know there's gonna be a rhinestone or two on it. It's like 85% true. I hope you enjoy it. Picture this, an American scene, lost in the cover of a magazine. Bible Belt baby wanna be your queen. Lord mama tried to keep a little boy clean. She found him with her high heels on, a 2-foot train of green chiffon. That Nessie lip was overdrawn. It was shocking and obscene, but mama knows that she's been blessed, and she's always done her best to cheer her little angel on, no matter how he's dressed. Now her baby boy is grown, on stage in wigs and silicone. After the show, she's crying, child, what did you drag me into? Oh, yeah. What did you drag me into? I said, oh. Imagine this, it's Christmas Eve, time for the church nativity. Papa's in the front row trying to see, and he rubs his eyes cause he can't believe. Mary, Mary, Mother Mild is played by a familiar child. His son is walking down the aisle, to a virgin shall conceive. But Papa takes most things in stride, and he works hard to provide. He likes tradition, and when gender roles are clear and codified, so he'll never understand why his son is not a man. All that he can say is, boy, what did you drag me into? Oh, yeah, I was baptized at the age of 12. Under the water, I came under a spell. I heard the Holy Ghost in the chlorine. She said, girl, you better go make a hell of a scene. Yeah. Girl, you better go now. I said, oh, la, la. Mama, why you melting down? Some babies show up with a crown. Ain't nothing you can say or do gonna turn that shimmer down. Ain't no need to be ashamed, but if you want someone to blame, look up to heaven and cry, Lord, what did you drag me into? Oh yeah, what did you drag me into? What did you drag me into? What did you drag me into? Oh, sing along, baby. Say it. What did you drag me into? What did you drag me into? What did you drag me into? Oh. The whole choosing to not wear the titties tonight, like that doesn't, like that ruins that whole song. Because there's the line about being on stage in wigs and silicone, and then my taps at the end just were like less impressive. So thanks for cheering anyway. Let's see. Yeah, I really did not. I don't have a set list or anything. Let's do scratches. I think. Let's do. Scratches is a fun one. Y'all let me know too if anybody knows the album and there's like a song that you'll be disappointed if you don't hear. Oh yeah, we'll do Esther, don't worry. That's my other Curvil winner. We're doing the winners tonight. But yeah, let me know.
Good day?
We'll do Good Day, yeah. That one actually made it to #1 on the Christian charts. Listen, I'm convinced the only reason that Fortune Teller did not make it to 1 a couple weeks ago when I released it is because the song that was in #1, You Say by Lauren Daigle. Someone likes it? Yeah? Okay, well, that's fine. That's fine. I'd like to see Lauren Daigle do a songwriter in the round. It was played on The Voice that week, and Reba had a big reaction to it. So I think it was the power of Reba that I was up against, really. And
No match.
yeah, no match. Like, who could? Who could? The power of Reba. If you don't know or haven't figured it out from the couple of songs so far, most of my music's about religious trauma, so welcome. This one's no exception, and this is kind of about the process of, when you grow up and you realize that you weren't the only one. That's really what it's about. I think we didn't talk about so much in fundamental evangelicalism, which is what I came up in. And so I just spent years believing I was this weird, aberrant, isolated, unique case, which is not the case. Turns out all of us who were in that space, were probably experiencing something very similar, and just we're not taught to communicate our feelings. And so that's what this is about, finding each other later in life.
Had enough, but I was thinking of it. Had enough, but it was all I wanted. Fill me up because I need another. Fill my cup cause I can see the bottom. I will write it in my book of secrets. We collided, there's a million pieces. It's as delicate as dynamite. It's a hell of a firefight. We'll lay low until the fire catches. We might escape with only superficial scratches. What occurred after the cannons loaded? Vision blurred after the bomb exploded. Doesn't hurt unless I try to remember. What's the word for giving up forever? Found a soft place that isn't hard yet. Found a fresh wound that hasn't scarred yet. Let it bleed until my body heals it. Let me see cause I can barely feel it. We'll lay low until the danger passes. We could walk away with only superficial scratches. Had enough, but I was thinking of wonder if our scars are perfect matches, or if you got away with only superficial scratches.
Well, the question I probably get the most frequently is, why? Period. And the answer is actually really simple and straightforward. A couple of years ago at the annual Gay Agenda meeting, I was at a panel where we were talking about how do we make music gayer? And Lil Nas jumped up and was like, I got hip hop. Sam Smith, was like, I'm on pop. And, we just went around the room and it got to me, and Christian music is what was left. So I'm doing my part. I grew up in Western North Carolina. We're gonna do Esther, by the way, Esther, Ruth, and Rahab. Yay! I grew up in Western North Carolina in a really fundamentalist. I just had lunch with my college roommate last week in St. Louis. We hadn't seen each other in probably a decade. And I was doing a gig there, and he lives there, so we connected. And he was like, yeah, your church was a cult, dude. And I was like, I took you to my church. I do not remember this at all. I apparently took him home and took him to my church, and he bit his tongue and just didn't say anything. And he was like, yeah, that was fucked up. You'll get a sense from the song, kind of how things operated there. But it was very much a, high demand, a lot of threats if you were to leave or misbehave, or just a lot of fear and shame manipulation tools. So I don't know, I wrote this song about that experience and kind of how I wish it could have gone. So this is called Esther, Ruth, and Rahab.
In the church where I was raised, all the women hid their hair with what can only be called doilies made of lace. They sat beside their husbands and they never spoke a word, 'cause public prayer was not a woman's place. But literally any man was welcome to stand up, and for an hour we would listen to them talk. And I guess the lesson there is God would only hear a prayer when it came from a person with a cock. As a kid, those Sunday mornings made me restless, bored and numb, and my Bible was the one way to pass time. So I spent the hour in search of stories brimming with suspense, and I found Esther, Ruth, and Rahab were sublime. Castaways who outwitted and outplayed an immigrant ancestor to the incarnate divine. Everyone has a star that lights their way. We see our paths by someone else's shine. Well, Esther, Ruth, and Rahab, they were mine. Every Sunday I would find a brand new story of a girl who made some patriarch meet his match. They were painted as conniving, but it wasn't hard to see that secretly most men just fear the snatch. It's true. Well, Deborah's military mind, it brought peace for 40 years. The witch of Endor, she saw right through Saul's charade. Of course, Eve said, fuck the system, I am chasing after wisdom. Rachel wouldn't let herself be played. Jezebel sure gave him hell, but she wasn't scared to die. If you're in jail, think twice when you recline. That's a deep cut. The only reason we have a Moses is 'cause Miriam was there to keep his petty ass in line. Castaways who outwitted and outplayed an immigrant ancestor to the incarnate divine. Everyone has a star that lights their way. See our paths by someone else's shine. Lester, Ruth, and Rahab, they were mine. When they talk about the heroes of the faith, well, they always mean Elijah, Abraham, or Dave. But Esther, Ruth, and Rahab, for me, were just as big. I wanted to be like them, so I bought myself this wig. And like 50 other wigs, you can't buy just one. My church insisted women all be small, submissive, and unseen. But their own holy book betrayed that lie. 'Cause in those pages you'll find badass rebel warriors and queens, prophetesses, witches, whores, and wives all causing scenes. Every woman in the scriptures smashed the norms to smithereens. Yes, they did. So it's a good thing when a girl learns how to fly. And that's one truth from the Bible I'll hold on to till I die. Thank you. That song is the reason my album is not eligible for a Grammy in the category of contemporary Christian music. We submitted it to that category and found out, we just didn't hear anything at all, and then we found out the day before voting, round one of voting ended, that my album was showing up in the best pop vocal category. So, you know, just up against like Taylor Swift and Olivia Rodrigo, no big. So we did a little investigation to figure out why that happened and couldn't really come up with anything. There were no rules about language or anything explicit in Christian music. And so we're like, you know, a couple of things could have happened here. Let's see if we can like get some, like, let's put together a press release and see, you know, what we can get. And sure enough, like Rolling Stone bit, Paste bit, and Pace actually, I think, got the answer. They went to the Academy, and the Academy gave a statement about it's standard practice to like move albums that have explicit language out of the Christian category because it's a lyrics-based category. And which, you know, not surprising, of course. Yeah, I said cock, and so I'm not a Christian. No big loss. Like, it's fine with me. I just think that's a fun story. What should we sing? Let's do Holy Ground. Yeah, let's do Holy Ground. This is a song. So drag for me started as inner child work. Like, I never envisioned a whole second half of my life career doing this. I was a middle management marketing person in nonprofit for the past 15 years, and performed on the side. I've written songs my whole life and been in a couple different bands. But when pandemic happened, like, suddenly I had time. Some of you were probably like doing sourdough starters or
watching Tiger King. I was watching YouTube makeup tutorials and hanging out in my bedroom with like a cheap palette, you know, that I got at CVS. And then this happened. I don't even know, like, it's been such a weird trajectory. I think at some point I realized that what I was doing for myself, the healing that was happening for me in my bedroom, just by painting my face and like reconnecting with the younger version of myself who got in trouble for those impulses, and telling that kid that it's okay, like, you're fine, there's no shame in what you did or what you wanted to do, even though you felt shame for 35 years about it. I don't know, I guess that message like started to connect with people like on TikTok, because it was pandemic and I'm a millennial and all millennials joined TikTok during pandemic, right? So, and that's when I kind of realized that like maybe there's something here. Maybe like I should blend my songwriting in with the drag, and I'm still figuring it all out, but I don't know, it's opened a lot of doors and I'm really grateful that people want to listen to it. And so the inner child work, that's what this song is, except I think this is like inner middle-aged work. I think like future Flamy wrote this one and like sent it to me, because I didn't really know what it was about when I first wrote it. And really it's just a song for you to trip to. So like put this in your, you know, substance playlist or whatever. And feel free to sing along. There's a lot of oohs. So yeah. It's in 7/4. I don't know time signatures.
The fire has gone wholly dark. It has burned its final spark. I love the music of the wood. I would live here if I could. The earth would be my bed, the moss beneath my head. Spend my days on holy ground. If I were not so wholly bound. The water has gone fully still. I knock its edge along the hill. The wind has blown its final breeze. The water rests in night's reprieve. What silence must it take to soothe so deep an ache? I'd let the water take me down if I were not afraid to drown. When I wake up, will you be gone? Which side of the mountain will I find you on? If I promise not to make a sound, might I feel the resonance from holy ground? Sky is wholly opened wide. The last lonely cloud has moved aside. Immense and fully filled with stars, Venus, Mercury, and Mars. The miles from there to here, what soul could pioneer? But I would fly to worlds unknown if I believed they held my home. When I wake up, will you be gone? Which side of the mountain will I find you on? promise not to make a sound. Might I feel the resonance from holy ground?
Oops. Yeah, so like I said, we'll do Desire of Your Heart next, I think. Drag just started for me as inner child work and an opportunity to liberate something that had been suppressed, corked for a long time. Corked! I corked a lot of things growing up. And the impulse to paint my face was one of them. One of the verses that got quoted at me the most growing up was, I think it's Jeremiah, the heart is deceitful above all things. Who can know it or who can trust it? There's different versions. But I was just taught that I can't trust myself. You know, I can't trust, certainly not my feelings, certainly not my intuition, my gut, whatever you want to call it. The desires of my heart are deceitful, right? Like that's what I was taught and told. And whew, that's a doozy. Tip your therapist extra good if you've had to talk that one out. 'Cause that's a lot to unpack. But I think one of the gifts of drag for me that it's given me the most is just helped me to trust my intuition a little more.
I'm gonna try swapping these mics.
Oh yeah, let's swap.
See if that's a little less.
Yeah. Is it weird out there?
No, it's okay, but it's like a little like
It's
little,
pretty weird.
Little twingy.
I mean, I'm looking out there. It's pretty weird.
It's weird.
We're all a little weird. I'm like more comfortable with one of these right on my lips anyway, so. Yeah, just the gift of being able to trust my own intuition a little bit more than I did for the first large part of my life. This is called Desire of Your Heart. Nope. I think it's time to have my guitar tuned up.
How long have you waited for me? How many seasons, how many stormy skies moved in a time-lapse picture as you let the rain mask your tears? How many fools tried to write your story? How many names did they give you before we finally drove out of the county? Drove away from the only town we knew. There was nowhere the bastards wouldn't try to drag you down. It was so rare to find a place where you could dream out loud. But even though there were years we spent apart, I have always been the desire of your heart. How deep did they sink their teeth in? How much venom did they leave inside? I felt you suffocating, soaked in shame, barely scraping by. How long did the lies deceive us? What was the truth that finally freed us from the fear and brought catharsis? When did you realize your heart is good? Your heart is good. There was nowhere the bastards wouldn't try to drag you down. It was so rare to find a place where you could dream out loud. But even though there were years we spent apart, I have always been the desire of your heart. When they see you now, they sigh and shake their heads in shame. It's like they need to flag you down just to say how much you've changed. But we both know I was there right from the start. This has always been the desire of your heart. All right, let's do a couple more. I'd actually really like to do I Am Not Ashamed, because there they are. I've had a weird couple days, y'all. I don't know, just just be a drag queen in general. You're gonna get hate online. Be a Christian drag queen releasing Christian music. You're gonna get a lot of hate online. And then I don't know, have a Rolling Stone article about how you got kicked out of the Christian category at the Grammys, and it just keeps adding up. But
far and away, like the feedback I get is like more positive, but that doesn't mean that those like messages that, you know, I don't read them if I can help it, but you know, I gotta go delete them and like block those people and that kind of thing. So I see this stuff come through, and I don't know, I've really prided myself for years now on just being like Teflon, and that stuff doesn't get to me, and it hasn't. It really hasn't. And in fact, I mean, if you've hung around with me for a long time, you kind of know this about me. I have fun with the trolls. Like I don't know. I get my jollies sometimes, but I don't know. It's just compounded, I guess, or it's like at a new level or something. And it's like, I don't know. It's weighing on me. And then this thing happened a couple days ago that I don't want to dwell on, but I do want to dedicate this song to the family of the pastor in Alabama who took his life a couple days ago after a right-wing news source outed him for dressing in women's clothes and wrote some really, you know, terrible stuff targeting him and his family. And I don't know his story. I haven't been able to like go in and read too much about it yet, but it's been with me, and his family is on my mind, and so this song's for I think his name was Fred. He went by Bubba, Reverend Bubba, and his family. It's called I Am Not Ashamed. God is a storyteller, a lover composing a letter. Every word is hope and light and glory. This is the awesome endeavor, justice that flows forever, but fear and shame will interrupt the story. Oh. Shame is a blight on our vision, implicates us in vain competition. The imprint of fear on our hearts is how it all starts to break down. So we're set on a course for collision. We succumb to the way of division. All of us bullies and victims on the playground. I'm not ashamed. I will not cave. My spirit rises. I am brave. I shed the mark burned on my heart. My hope remains. I am not ashamed. No, not ashamed. Oh. Now the liars implore you to listen, subvert you with artful suspicion. Who wouldn't chase after heaven when the living feels like hell? So they call you a name of derision instead of the one you were given. But please remember, your life is not their story to tell. I'm not ashamed. I will not cave. My
Spirit arises, I am brave, I share the mark, burns on my heart, my hope remains. I am not ashamed, not ashamed, no, no. Thank you. Olivia, you were not lying. It takes something out of you. This performing. Do we have time for two? Can I do two more? We'll do Good Day to end. But Good Day, if you know it, if you heard that story over the summer, it's the one that went to #1 on the Christian charts, and it's for the people who stay in the church. The queer folks who stay, really, is what it's for. I'm going to do this backwards. I'm going to tell you the story about the last song first, and then I'll do another one. Hopefully it will make sense. But I went to a small group at the church, the progressive church I was attending at the time, and it was a queer small group. And I didn't want to go at that point in my life. I was very much like, Christian's not a word I want to be associated with. It's too complicated. There's too many like layers and assumptions about what that means in America. And but whatever. I went. I got dragged to this small group, and we got there, and we're in a circle, and the facilitator says, "Okay, let's go around the room, and as an icebreaker, everybody share how you reconciled your faith and your sexuality." Girl, yeah, that's third date shit. Like, it's no icebreaker. So I just like raised my hand. I'm an Enneagram 8, and I was like, I'm gonna get this over with and done, and because I don't want to talk about this. So I raised my hand and I was like, there's nothing to reconcile. I don't claim the word Christian. I don't have to reconcile a thing. Next, and I was very proud of that in the moment. And then we went around the room, and everybody in the room shared their story, and everybody had their own story, but there was this thread that went through all of it where everybody was talking about the reason I stay, the reason I'm still here in my church or whatever, like at this small group or taking up this space, is because I know when I leave, that space that I'm taking up becomes a vacuum and a void, and I know what's going to fill it. And it's probably not going to be like queer affirming theology. So I stand here because I know that there are kids coming up in this church that I came up in, and I want them to have somebody to look at. I didn't have that. I didn't have representation. So by the end of that round robin, I felt this big. And I went home and I wrote Good Day. And it's one of those songs that truly just, I blacked out and like woke up, and then like it was just there on paper in front of me. I feel like it was a gift to me from that small group. But I'm not going to do that song just yet. I'm going to do a different song, and this song is, I'm about to start recording a new record. Yay! I know, very excited, very excited. And this song will be on the new record, but thematically it really fits very well with, the new record is not going to be like all religious trauma, just so you know. Like, I'm working real hard to like branch out and broaden my themes. But this song is still kind of in that space, and it fits kind of with what I do now. And if Good Day is the song for the people who stay, this is the song for the people who leave. And I don't think everyone needs to stay in the church. I don't think it's the obligation of queer people to stick around in a place that is doing harm to us. So, like, Good Day is the exception. Like, it's for the people who have the capacity to, for whatever reason, and this is for everyone else. And it's a new one, and it's called If You Ever Leave. If you ever leave, I hope you leave a light on. Just enough to see the open door you left from. Before you go, deck the halls with something bright and queer. A big rainbow, they'll pull it down, but they'll still know that you were here. Only taking what you need, a little time to grieve. If you ever leave, if you ever go, please go easy on yourself. 'Cause everything you know was planted there by someone else. No such thing as a true religion, babe. A God who makes you cling to hatred for yourself is not a God who saves. It's mirrors and smoke. Remember, all of it's for show, should you ever have to go. You became the martyr they groomed you to be, bleeding on the altar of fraud. It's the greatest love of all, but if you ever leave, you'll never see the face of God. So if we get to heaven and Jesus meets us at the gates, if he calls our love transgression, says I didn't die for gays, don't lose hope. I will take your hand in mine, and I'll pull you close, and with my other hand I'll give that God a sign. Gladly walk away from him. We're better off in sin if he doesn't let us in. I'd fight to see you leave your shame, and I think God would do the same.
Thank you. Watch for the Kickstarter to launch this week to fund that song and 9 more. And we're recording in Nashville in March. I'm very excited. We've got the team is coming together. It's gonna be good, as long as I can pay for it. All right, good day. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with us here in Pittsburgh tonight. Thank you to Brad Yoder for hosting this fabulous, fabulous evening. Thank you to my friends in the second row who brought all that delicious food. And thank you to my dear work wife, Olivia Ellen Lloyd. I love you so much. And thank you, I'm so sorry, to Peter and Wes. Yes. Yay, I remembered Peter and Wes for running sound and running the tech. Oh, and thank you to everybody online. Is that my camera?
There's 3.
Oh my gosh. Hello. Thanks for hanging out with us, online folks. Now I'm going to sing this song.
Quick applause for Cody on keys.
Cody on keys, who didn't even know my songs. I'm so sorry. I need to like look around the room before I like end things. Thank you so much. You are making this like amazing. So one more time for Cody, please. It's been a while since I sat with you without a knot in my chest. Oh, it's been a while since I wanted to. I always felt a little oppressed. Oh, it's been a while. It's been a while since I went ahead and let down my guard, 'cause I carry the weight of the words you said. That makes it just a little bit hard to reject the lies you perpetuate. But you're not the keeper of the pearly gate, and it's been a while. I'm coming back to fight for my place. Good day to come back home. You sent me away, but I was never alone. You were afraid there was not enough, but you can't run out of love. So I'm here to stay, and I'm sitting in the front row. It's a good day to come out of the shadow. God made me good in every way, and so I'll raise my voice to celebrate a good day. It's been a while since I could admit there was something missing, 'cause I've seen enough to know what love is. Yeah, what love isn't. I'm not content to fade into the crowd and let you decide who's in or out. I'm coming back. I'm a living proof. It all belongs without a doubt. A good day to come back home. You sent me away, but I was never alone. You were afraid there was not enough, but you can't run out of love. So I'm here to stay, and I'm standing in the front row. It's a good day to come out of the shadow. God made me good in every way, so I'll raise my voice to celebrate a good day. Yes, I will. Yeah. It's a good day, nothing's gonna keep me out of the light. I'm not gonna hide, I got a heart in the right place, covered in the good graces of an endless love. It's a good day, nothing's gonna keep me out of the light. I'm not gonna hide, I got a heart in the right place, covered in the good graces of an endless love. A good day to come back home. You sent me away, but I was never alone. You were afraid there was not enough, but you can't run out of love. So I'm here to stay, and I'm dancing in the front row. It's a good day to come out of the shadow. God made me good in every way, so I'll raise my voice to celebrate a good day.
nothing's gonna keep me out of the light. I'm not gonna hide, I got a heart in the right place, covered in the good graces of an endless love. It's a good day, nothing's gonna keep me out of the light. I'm not gonna hide, I got a heart in the right place, covered in the good graces of an endless love. Yeah. Thank y'all so stinking much. What a great night.
There's still room, and both Olivia and Flamy have merch, which you should take out and check out and buy. And also, there's a whole bunch of food, and people should take it with you. If it's yours, take it, or if you just think it looks good. I also have some old CDs of mine that you probably already have, and there's an email list, so if you want to know the next time this happens, you could get on that. I do not have another one of these scheduled. I do them sporadically when mostly friends are passing through and people playing music that I'm really excited about, which is a certain bar. And as you can see, like, it's tough when you do one like this, and you're like, oh, that's what's possible. But anyway, thanks so much. This is the perfect size, like space for everybody. But so this is a great turnout. So appreciate all of you.
Yeah, you need that fan.